This is it. Oh my... What gave it away? Is it the constant tension or her blatantly hating my guts? I know you're not supposed to have a favorite kid, but I did. And it wasn't Vin. When Abby was real little, I took her under my wing. She was a total daddy's girl. Showered her with affection and gifts. I used to let her sit in on all of our meetings. I showed her the ropes. I hate to admit it, but she would have been a top-tier maid woman. But there's a reason they call the Cosa Nostra the family. It's 'cause it replaces your real one. And you've got to fuck over your real one to keep the family happy. What didn't change is the real question. Abby, she was, you know, getting older. Becoming more of a teenager, and less of a little girl. She was growing into a formidable young woman, and that was the problem. It's not that it suddenly became an issue, it's that, well, when you're a kid, it don't mean nothing. It's all fun and games. But once you're an adult, you're locked into that life for, well, life. She was gonna end up just like me. Just, you know, with less respect. There ain't a law saying women can't be in the family, but there's always been opposition to letting them reach positions of power. Yeah, it's tradition. It's always been men who have done the killing, the stealing, the plotting. I was next in line to be godfather. Do you really think they would have accepted her as my heir with no issues? Just ask Conchetta. Why do you think she has a target on my ass? If she could have been Don, Quintino would have chosen her. She's his flesh and blood, after all. Course not. Let's not compare apples to oranges here. Abby and Conchetta are two entirely different stories. I owe her nothing. That woman is ruthless. She'd make a great tyrant, not a leader. I can almost admire it if she'd stop trying to murder me for 2 seconds. But we got more important things to worry about. Like Abby. I wasn't about to set Abby up for disappointment. Trained her all these years just to be rejected. I just distanced myself from her. Didn't let her sit in on my work no more. I never told her why. Over time, she just got the hint. And that's when she started acting out. She knew I was the big player moving Devil's blood around AC. Don't know if she knew I discovered it, but, well, that don't really matter now, does it? There's tons of chems you can get hooked on in this shithole, but she got hooked on one thing that she knew would get my attention. Trouble is, blood is highly addictive. She got in to win my love was some such bullshit, but there's no getting out with that poison. She was only a child, only a teenager. Her brain was hardly, well, developed. Yeah, I was under their thumb, but maybe I could have done better. I could have kept her close, but it might have screwed us both over in the end. And I don't know if I could live with myself if it got to that point. Listen, the past is the... Do you hear that?
The overgrown are nothing to be afraid of. They're just seedlings waiting to be crushed under our thumb.
White collar crime. A good kind of mobster is a dead mob.
Oh, look at all that blood! Pure devil blood! Do you know how much this shit is worth? I'll tell you what, kid. Why don't you take a little more than you need? It'll take longer, sure, but Abby's waited this long already. I'm sure she could last a bit longer, and I can take the rest back to Jean and make an exclusive line of elite blood. We could make a killing off it. But there's... Well, you... Yeah, you might be right there. Maybe I'm losing my grip on myself. I'm getting too old to chase these caps, kid. I don't know how much time I got left. The mob aside, I might as well spend the rest of it trying to make it right with my kids, right? Just take enough for Abby, all right? Just leave the sucker to his own devices. We should get back to Abby as soon as possible, and, thanks, kid, for showing me the way. It's the dawn of a new era, huh?